Yo, the Turn Adventures continues. Indeed. Hello, Bodoka. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome. We are live. I had extra time on my hands and I was bored of waiting for the time to arrive, so I just started the stream so at least I can chat with you guys while we wait, and if everyone gets here in time, like, we can begin before the usual time too. Happy Saturday! Happy Saturday! I've been wanting to ask you, Bodoka, by the way. Is there stuff that I can do in Limbus without advancing the story? I don't have many intentions of playing the game outside of the stream, but I wanna know in case I just feel like playing a little bit or familiarizing myself more with the game without screwing the story for the stream. My guess is that I'm not at that point yet, because usually farming stages and stuff like that unlock after you clear a certain point in the story. But who knows? So that's why I need your expert opinion. Basically, do daily logins and turn your daily stamina to models. Okay. I did my daily login today, got the reward and immediately closed the game. So then I will go turn my stamina to models, I guess. Is there a limit to how many models I can hold, or nah? After you do unlock farming stages, you could just do sweeps on them. Okay. Yeah, but is there a limit on how many models I can hold at the same time? Let's say I every day convert my stamina into models for like 10 days. That would be 30 models. Is that possible? Or yes, okay, so there is no limit. Perfect, because most gacha games have a cap on how much stamina you can bank. Like freaking Genshin, you could bank like 400 stamina or something like that. I don't remember, 1500. I don't know. And so many other games do the same. Like you can bank up to a cap, and they don't even let you bank it as you please. Like if you don't log in, the excess will convert to banked energy at a slower rate. It's just stupid shit. So I'm glad that Limbus doesn't do that kind of stuff. And do models the way that models work is while you convert your stamina into them, you can convert them into stamina. Huh? So wait, but you only use pure stamina for stages that are not dungeons. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm not losing on anything by converting my stuff into models. I see. Oh, what is this icon? Now I have... Oh, what? There is a new icon on OBS that I don't know what it does. By default it's off, but well, it's fine. But yeah, okay, so I'm not missing out on anything by turning my stamina into models, except the days that I stream the game, I should not convert my models into stamina, because I will need that for the story stages. So only on days that I stream, I should not do that. Yeah, pretty much. Perfect. Edging your miles worth. Today, say hello. Kasumaki, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome. Happy Saturday. Nah, I'm just waiting for you guys to be here so we can start playing. Man. Also, you unlock better farming stages as you progress through the story. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, that's all the info I needed. It goes up as the level cap of characters goes up. I think you mean with the account level, right? The more I level up my account, the more stamina I can have, and you get one more max stamina capacity per level. Okay. And what is the max level of the game? You missed my previous message. Farming stages, also, yeah. It goes up as the level cap of characters goes up. No, I didn't miss it. You unlock better farming stages as you progress through the story. Yeah. It goes up as the level cap of characters goes up. No, I read it. I worded that badly. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said I think you mean account, because I understood what you were saying. But it didn't make sense. So when I reach account level 60, I will have double the initial amount of stamina. You unlock farming levels and you need max level by playing the story. No, yeah, I understood that. Okay, you know what? Let's start gaming. Basically, difficulty / drops of farming stages scale with the story your story progress and your hypothetical max power level. Okay, I see. Okay, let's start gaming, because from what I've seen for now, investigation cases can take longer or shorter than Phoenix Wright cases depending on how clever I am with my deductions. So I think that having the extra time, I'm at the arcade with Hoshino. Oh, nice! No. Where is my save? Okay, it's the same. Okay, so I examined that. How can I examine this closely? Suitcases, okay, yeah. Broken glasses, suitcase. I think that the suitcases have something to do with the broken glass here. Let's see. Oh, the deuce. Maybe if I do this. Oh, wait. I think it's connected to that, but that was not what I thought of, so let me save just in case, because we have already taken damage. Yes, to this. present. There is definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Hugo bank. Still need bigger channel point rewards? I know, man, but I just have been way too busy and it's not in my priorities right now. It is really not right now. But yeah. There should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. I guess it'd be like that. However, there is not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There is so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Captain Hugo piggy bank. Data updated in my organizer. Man, this girl is a Wooga, but damn she naps a lot. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Millie, and listen when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean that bank's not the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, this is a very real possibility. But what if, when the killer went to take Captain Hugo, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there is one person who could have. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Teneiro, huh? Are we about to accuse Rhoda of murder? Oh? Oh, okay, this is just... This is meaningless info. Looks like he hit it the bullseye. Okay. Sorry guys if I'm skipping through some of the dialogue, but chit chat takes more time than I'm willing to give it. Okay, so we're still not done examining this because it doesn't have the check mark. Wait, before it... Oh. For security there is a lock on this display case. Miss Millie, if I may ask you about this lock. The one who's in charge of this shop is Miss Rhoda, so... She's got the keys to all of the display cases. Oh man, I can see the AI is upscaling on these backgrounds. What? No, there is no AI upscaling. This is the HD rework they did years ago. And I'm not using NVIDIA upscaling. It's just a bad job. This game is for this rework is from like what, 2017? I don't think they were using AI back then. When is this game from? Where can I see? Well, it's fine. I mean, Capcom use Waifu 2X or ESR Gun to upscale this? Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I see. Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to get the key from her? No, that's alright. Go You Airlines. Related books line this shelf. The history of Go You Airlines, the future of Go You Airlines, the 7 wonders of Go You, fight on Go You Airlines. Working name, You Go Airlines, You Go You. This title these titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Okay, what else? Okay, now I have the check mark. But there is something that still rubs me as weird. Is that this thing doesn't have the feet, right? Let's see, let me save, because I'm gonna go into logic mode, and let's see if my logic mode has updated, and if it has, let's try to make a connection. Turbulence suitcases. Okay, this could be a relation. Maybe like this. Yes! Yes, there is definitely something wrong here. Yes, I knew it. It was very weird. What? What with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Millie. Don't you think there is something strange about these suitcases? Oh well, sure. They totally ooze. Strange, like the color and such. Losing HP for wrong connections would be so funny. Edgeworth thinks about wrong things and dies. Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. The thing is that I think that he actually good, because he's so full of himself that having a series of wrong thoughts could send him into a spiral of death, I guess. He could lose his mind or have a heart attack because he would realize how stupid he is. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, it looks a little uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Millie. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Ah, never mind. I sooner find an answer by inspecting the suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they are quite hideous. Nihi? I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you just said. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to shut up. To watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. Okay, yeah. The lack of stoppers on the wheels. There is something very peculiar about these wheels.
As in?
As in, arrest him? Hello! Black Lockhart, how you doing? How you doing? There are no stoppers in place on this. Without the stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying.
And?
And so, it's very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit the turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? This was apparently the sign has a... okay. Yeah, perhaps this is the best way to put it. Okay. Wait. This wheel is odd. Isn't it odd that there is one wheel that is different to all the others? What's this? This wheel is completely covered in something. Oh, that's the wine. Oh my god. This color and scent, it appears the substance in question is wine. Danganronpa blood? That's a good one. But why would there be use on this wheel? On the wheel of a suitcase? Huh? It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what is inside. Oh! A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Wine, oh my god. The suitcase has been drinking while on the job.
It's blood!
It appears that this suitcase, it's very strongly tied to our murder after all. Investigation complete.
So explain this to me. How is my coat holding these melons in?
Arrest the suitcase? That's a good suggestion. I think we found our culprit.
What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps.
But aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item could be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is... well, I think it's the piggy bank. Would it be the piggy bank? I think it's the piggy bank. Because what else would it be? It's the only thing of a sizable... Aren't arrest the piggy bank? That's a good one. I mean, it has to be. Because it's the only thing of remarkable size among the evidence we have.
Take that!
Uh-oh. The music didn't stop. Miss Millie, wake up.
Did you say something? I mean, I don't know, but I don't think that's it.
Wait. Did he? We don't wanna lose here. If it's not the piggy bank, the thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is... what the... You know what could it be? It's probably connected to what this dude had. I don't think it's the cell phone. It has to be something to do with... wait. Well, I guess that I have to try with this one. But what could have had it been? Well, I'm gonna try this. I saved anyways.
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. No, that's stupid. No. Let me think. There was a unique response. Okay, let's see the unique response then.
Take that!
Ah? So it was correct, actually. Why did you hit loud before hitting? Well, because the music didn't stop. Usually the music stops when you're right. Go use suitcase data jotted down in my organizer. Bloody cloth. This bloody cloth reminds me a lot of that angry dude that says balls all the time.
But...
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Higgs was moved into the elevator from someplace else. AVGN? What? I'm confused. What did they say? What? Oh, angry video game nerd. He's angry and says balls a lot. Is this dude the angry video game nerd? It could be. He could be the angry video game nerd. He's very angry and says balls a lot. Yeah. In light of this, I say Mr. Higgs was okay. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. Oh yeah, what I was saying is that doesn't that cloth look like his hat and the rest of his clothing? Like... Wait, no, yes, I know an angry video game nerd. I know him. It just didn't click in my head. Keep in mind, I have my focus on deducing stuff here and trying to read chat, so things may not immediately click.
So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something.
So we're about to arrest the professional flight attendant.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels like he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate if you could wrap it up and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any case, in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof the real crime scene was not in the lounge. I have enough evidence to prove myself innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Millie reminded me about Mr. Nato, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to the light.
Save your progress? I will. Saving is healthy.
March 12, 1 p.m. Local time, Hope Spring Airport. I know that once we have landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Mr. Nair and Miss Millie, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't check it. I wasn't able to talk with Mr. Nair in private. So I'm left wondering what's she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation.
I've been expecting you, Miss Edgeworth. That's obviously Von Karma, the only character that always talk about people with their full names is Von Karma. Yeah, ooh la la.
Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I'm needed, and where there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Franziska von Karma. She's a beauty. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case?
I just realized that she was really stupid looking bun. She has a really stupid looking bun in her hair. Ooh, what? Wait.
Oh, are you heading this case? It would be a big relief if you are.
Don't try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
What?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to sack my revenge on you in a different venue, but I'll have to take what I can. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House from Karma could become a criminal. Have you no shame?
Wait, it has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death.
Francisca, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
No. I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated it for myself. This for myself. I can put you under arrest, your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed is alone is all that I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed, which I must fulfill. So why don't we solve this together?
So, is she also looking to be the perfect wife?
I have to get going, the crime scene awaits.
Hello, Josh. How you doing? Francisca is more aguga than we expected. She wears a very short skirt, man.
Trust me, I had no intentions to.
Detective Gumshoe?
Check the dude in the background. It's the Steel Samurai writer.
Oh, that's true! That's the Steel Samurai writer.
Yes, sir.
Too slow.
Ow!
Listen up, I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand?
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him?
A simple yes or no, detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Driving home, Kent Aguga. Wise choice. You leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth, I'll see you in bed tonight. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
How lady of her to do that kind of reverence. Good to see you. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, boy, I'm glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious about what Francisca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case, I have a few questions for you.
Okay. The fact that they made me physically get closer to Gumshoe to ask the questions instead of just initiating the dialogue there. It's a little jump. Initial investigation.
So, how is the initial investigation going?
Okay, wait. I have to keep in mind what we have, okay? Okay. Well, it's fine. We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we are taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
Oh, how so?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking orders out at everyone. It was kinda creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to wait for your flight's arrival. When you get obsessed with a new anime character, is she certified top waifu? No, I don't know. I mean, is that weird? What? Oh, what Gamshu said? No, I don't think it's weird. I mean, in theory it is, right? Because how can you know before the police report is made? Yeah, no, that's because in theory, the prosecutor only gets in. Pilots probably found the control tower. Yeah, but why was she there? You know what I mean? So she was waiting for her lover and heard everything in advance. She was already here waiting for Edgeworth. I haven't been obsessed with a new waifu in months. I see. So she was here already waiting for Edgeworth. I think that's what they are implying. She wanted to greet Edgeworth? Indeed. But I think I am now? I see. Good on you, Black Lockhart, I guess. If you really like the character, it's always nice to find a new character to like, I think.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know what she is here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this.
Franziska von Karma. Miss von Karma just kinda popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kinda top secret, so she can talk about it. Even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip in bed.
What?
Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's all about the info I have, sir. Should we find out more as we investigate?
Yes, it's high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved, in this case, afresh.
Okay, so... Oh wait, we can talk to these people too.
I'm looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
Nom nom nom. In Soviet Russia, war flags launches. It... Yo! Mr. Edgeworth, we gotta get him some water. Found it, Paul. Oh, I feel like a wave of creativity powers coming on. It's over 9,000. Oh, wait, this is the nerd. Oh, I feel a wave of creativity powers coming on. It's over 9,000 lulz. For my next lead movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna... Roxors? What? It's gonna Roxor so many boxers. I think the next chapter there is a very cool thing to show you. Oh, nice. Phew. Good thing that it was a false alarm, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie.
I forgot that Edgeworth. You can feel the date in this dialogue? Indeed. Completely ignored me as usual, Whimper. Man, I forgot that Edgeworth is kind of childish in that way.
This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken by the whole affair.
I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught in a murder investigation, sir. I did it. I made the whole... I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof that I made it alive. It's now my prized possession.
How could you take that from the plane?
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It got nothing to do with the murder, at least. Also, didn't they just told us that they sell them? Miss Millie told us. She told us them herself that they sell life vests.
Lunchland. Not bad, I guess. It's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch of shops.
Oh, I always wanted to give their steak lunch a try. Wait, Lunchland? That's the company the lady was working in the case of Lana. When they were all blaming Lana. With the cowboy. Detective and yeah, it's the lady from the Lana case. Well, it's the company. Another reference to the old games. Which should I go with?
I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time.
We have
a variety of lunchboxes made to look like different country flags. If you really want one that badly,
Detective, why don't you just go ahead and buy one?
Is that okay, sir? Thanks. Alright then, I'm really gonna get one. Here you go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take the Star Spangled Banner lunchbox. Please.
I hope he's aware that's the most expensive one on the menu. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of many planes.
I'm all excited to see these many planes too. Just look at the size of these things.
Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wing and the tail wings is really something, huh?
It seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect.
Oh, but I also got a thing for the shape of the wings too.
Here, mister, you can stand next to me, so about that plane's wing.
Thank you, Detective, for leaving me out of this conversation.
Okay. So I guess we go back into the plane. Oh. Boobies. March 12, 11:37 p.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class.
So, you must be the captain.
Why, yes. And who might you be, beauty?
I'm the prodigy prosecutor Francisca von Karma, and I have a few questions for you.
I don't know why. She's such an asshole, but she has some really cute things. Like, whenever she does that little reverence, it's so cute. Like, she's really feminine for such an asshole.
Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. Have you seen the size of your melons?
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I heavily doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip.
Oh my god, Francisca, why are you such an asshole? March 12, 1:40 p.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Now, see here. Sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It's impossible for me to be the criminal I told you, balls!
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, it's you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend balls. Okay. Sir, you can go in there.
I'm Miles Edgeworth. I'm one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through.
I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission.
But I'm on the case.
Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions to not let you through from Miss Karma. Von Karma.
Why would you do this to me, Francisca? You're gonna be the one punished tonight. Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yup, all done, sir. I do not concern if you not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back.
LeBlanc cargo.
If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folks, customs to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art.
Folk customs. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that kind of other piece of cloth.
Indeed does. Okay. Before we go there, I think let me examine my... Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth, if you have too many red knights on this board, I think you have too many red knights on this board.
It's just your imagination.
And it looks like that blue pawn is being completely surrounded by the red knights.
Now you're seeing things.
Sir, I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same pieces like in checkers.
I know that, detective. What do you take me for?
Okay, that was funny. Oh, I can click to move. Interesting. I skipped most of the Limbus stories so I could save it for later until I finish Ruina. I think I'll start this weekend. Ooh, nice.
This was my seat.
Whoa, you read law books even when you're flying, sir.
Were you expecting anything less? Now, come along. We must hurry to the crime scene.
Hold on a second. There is a different book stock in here. The Steel Samurai.
Detective Gumshoe, am I going to have to charge you with invasion of privacy?
Hey, we got an achievement. A prosecutor's true passion, huh? Look at this scene. What is this heli? What the hell is this estimate? I don't know. Okay. So. I think when they talk about the thing, you know? Can I... Oh, here, present. It was kind of a hint, don't you think? Let's try it. I saved anyways.
Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Burgundian cloth!
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course, this fabric is so famous. Orders come from overseas for more.
Bloody Cloud data updated in my organizer. Then this cargo of you were talking about earlier.
No, my cargo this time is much gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo boat? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating it, pal. The stubbornness of you police is no good. And it's no good for that attendant that refuses to exit the plane.
That attendant?
Wait, it's no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too. Okay.
I wonder if he's talking about Mr. Neiro.
Oh. Rosa Teneiro.
What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no signs of coming either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier and quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Neiro interview the only one that's taking so much time?
Oh. Hello.
Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain cooperation of the flight attendant. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Mr. Neiro. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
Ooh. Ah, Francisca's logic.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here. In the very lounge the body was discovered.
That's a lie.
From the time the victim was seen calling from an attendant until his body was found, the only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you, honey. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast.
Okay. Okay, so here is where I'm gonna save, because saving is healthy. And now we are gonna present the suitcase, because we said we used this previously to prove that the body was moved. So let's present.
Objection!
And it worked.
It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body.
There is an add in 1 second into each. Bodoka, are you good or are you getting the ad? I got an ad break message, but I still see in the game. Perfect.
Meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this launch at all.
Objection!
Now, who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expect you would come to that conclusion. It could seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. I found karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there is proof of that.
Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around?
This. It has to be this. Oh shit. It has to be this. It has to be this. It has to be, because the wheel has wine on it, and there is footprint. It has to be this. Yeah. So, before the murder happened, I mean, before the suitcase was moved out of the elevator. No, okay. When the murder happened and the body was moved to the elevator, the wine had not spilled yet on the carpet. Then, after the body was moved, there was the turbulence, and the body was, and the wine spilled. So when the person came out with the thingy, also, like, you can see that's the wheels there. You can see the trails of the wheels, so that is clearly the wheels and the footprints. So it has to be this.
Take that!
The spilled wine in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like you to draw your attention to this area here.
It has to be the trails, right?
Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase here?
Here. You see the wheels, the wheel tracks.
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks like suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, baby.
Objection!
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot.
Oh my god, this girl.
You prepare yourself and acquire the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence.
And that's a bun. There we go.
And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then while you were in the elevator with the victim body stuffed in the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something that you thought on the fly.
You cheeky bastard, you Edgeworth, making puns like that.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop.
Okay, Francisco. Nope. I can prove that's false. I can prove that's false because we determined before, and it's written right here, this was taken out of the display case in the in-flight shop after the turbulence. So, if I present this here, that should crumble.
Objection!
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony, it's to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic, baby. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Hugo Piggyback is such a fake, is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood at the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder. After the murder, when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. And the killer proceeded to pick up the bank off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I could be framed for the murder of Mr. Agby Hicks.
You there?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was there anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or this shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most items could have been used. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any traces of blood. Wanna bet that freaking bastard of Rhoda had the murder weapon in the attendant's room all this time, and the reason she has been so pesky about going in there is because she's hiding the murder weapon.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stealth tactics are at 10.
But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility.
And that would be?
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just?
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence. by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass panel in the door was broken. I say that is a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. It's the sin of... Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wished to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you wish so.
If you so wish. Miss Teneiro is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Okay. Can we examine... No, I'm not gonna do that joke, actually. Let me in, though.
March 12, 2:23 p.m. Flight G39. Oh, first floor, attendant's room.
Okay. Okay. Look. There is something in one of the beds that looks awfully suspicious at something. Like something that I'm not gonna say. But if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say.
So, you're the one that poked around inside the plane without the captain's permission?
It is a phone. No, let's say it's gum. It's gum. Yeah, it's packages of chewing gum.
Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Miss Teneiro.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right.
Oh, confession time? Captain's permission. Oh.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I love you. Because I didn't think we would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Kami.
Wait, those things on bed look like... Look like gum. Suspicious gum. Buttons on Teneiro's jacket. That's very true. Actually, that's very true. A good one, Boloka. Actually, good one. Teneiro has gum all over her jacket. There you got it. That's why her jacket looks different from Kami. She has gum all over her jacket, so whenever she feels like chewing gum, she just takes one from her buttons.
I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seemed to be rather taken with Miss Millie's boobs. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Teneiro, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the flight attendant. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer this honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. The in-flight shop.
all I did was go check up on the shop like I always do.
You are saying it was for work then?
Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reasons to go there otherwise.
After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct?
Yes, I came back to refreshen up and adjust my makeup. I was really sweaty, so I had to. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Mr. Nairo claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing.
Well, I guess it's the suitcase, the thing that he wants to ask about. Because the only thing that was out of place... The only thing that was out of place was the suitcase, and not because it was not in its place, but because it was lacking the stoppers.
If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nairo.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There is nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, well, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see it was the last one there.
The last one there?
Huh. So... she's not the murderer then? Because if she didn't know that was the last one, I mean, if she thought that was the last one, it's because she went there after the suitcase was stolen or taken. What? The last suitcase.
So you're saying, Mr. Nairo, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
How could you accuse this poor woman of murder? Well, have you seen the way she smiles? Okay, so I think it's either her or the Borgonian dude. The Bolsgornian dude or her. It's either or.
They are just so popular. They are practically flying off shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, concurrently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
What a heartless streamer, come on.
Then say you'll buy it.
Well, does the suitcase include you?
I'm sorry, I can't. It's too expensive and doesn't include you.
But why? I think it'll go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally, as a service professional.
Ah, well, that is... how should I put it? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left.
Something's amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Mr. Nato, what is this 1 suitcase doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only 1 left.
That's the one... That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time. I think not. Mr. Nato, I appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe it, even for a second, that you have used this for a long time. The proof that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nato says
Is obviously the price tag.
Take that!
Tell me, Mr. Nato, is it also your habit to keep the price tag on your suitcases?
What is the meaning of this? Why could you lie about a suitcase? Well...
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales number made her cry a bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nato, I think I understand. I think I know what you're trying to do. Now then, the suitcase was originally in
The in-flight shop. Yeah, the in-flight shop.
Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase
Was herself. It was herself, obviously. It has to be herself.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nato? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it?
It sells like shit.
You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and you were deeply hurt. So bad hurt that you bought it yourself. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying one yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, it's hideous.
I can say they choose a great place in which to sell them either.
Well, we weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
Girl, are you mad? They're $1,200 each. That's like your salary. Yeah, you can use the donation link and maybe you will get a JPEG of it. For the small price of 1,200 euros. Maybe she's She gets an employee discount, I hope. Hello, BGC. How you doing? How you doing? I have my doubts about it.
I see, so in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well? Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
You see? Total, credit, change due, no discounts. I can allow this natural Asian beauty to suffer? Yeah, poor girl, man.
This receipt is clearly timestamped at 5:40 AM.
I'll buy all the suitcases? Man, if you have that kind of money... Maybe she gets a commission? It doesn't seem to be the case. Because... the CEO of the company seems to be very greedy.
The truth is that there is still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Nairo, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold.
And
then the suitcase the killer used
could be very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, don't you think that the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wish for them to be.
Mr. Nairo, they are now coffins too. Maybe they can sell more that way. Is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special locks installed because it's just to enter this room. You need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Kami is the killer. Kami's the killer. She drowned the dude, she asphyxiated the dude with her boobs, that hit him in the head.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers, leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
Well, there are ways to go. Yeah, I think that if my theory is sound, I mean, it's not the worst. At least he didn't get shot.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
My name is Edgeworth, not Von Karma. And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact tells alone the whole story.
Which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard.
Miles Edgeworth, you are proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Millie, I asked her earlier, and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of Miss Millie.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular keycard is you, Miss Rhoda Teneiro. You and only you.
What is this true, Mr. Nairo?
Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that keycard now?
Yes, hold on. I don't believe it! It's been stolen!
What's wrong?
The keycard, it's gone!
I knew it.
Very clever. pretending that your keycard was stolen, when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth, save my ass, please. What's wrong? There is disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however...
Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do.
You know the rules, and so do I.
Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if it's in a court, even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies.
Oh, Francisca, if you weren't just so cute, I could call you stupid right now.
I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. Wait, what will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. To be continued. Ooh.
Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna grab a cookie. Okay, cookie acquired. Okay, I'm gonna take this cookie break to talk about what we know right now. So, Francisco's being dumb, saying that our flight attendant that was actually helping us is the killer, because Francisco is dumb. WASMR. I needed that cookie. I need some water too. There you go. I don't know, but I glooped very loud. I hope it wasn't picked up by the mic. My brother says that it's weird that I gloop that loud when I drink water, but I don't do it on purpose. Okay. Not that loud, audible but fine. Okay, maybe because the mic only was barely able to pick it, but that's good. That's good. March 12, 2:52 p.m. Flight G39. Oh, lower deck, cargo hold. Ooh. Whoa, this is the cargo hold, huh? He's really like a kid. It's so big. I'm gonna try giving Edgeworth a little less of a raspy voice. It's hurting my throat.
This plane is a special model.
I think that works.
It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating.
So this is the real scene of the murder?
There is a certain high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Lower deck, cargo hold. Again, thank God I'm not from New Zealand or Australia, because every time I read deck it would be super weird. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair.
This must be the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight.
This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy.
Oh, why don't you purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you so much happiness.
You think so? Then maybe we'll. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass.
Mr. Nato wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? A bunch of broken glass.
Oh! Broken glass. Where is the broken glass? Well, that's something. Hey, what with the suitcase, pal? Is what the victim checked in, sir.
So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Higgs. I don't think he'd mind if we take a closer look.
There is nothing out of the ordinary, sir, except for this long thing that I don't know what is it for.
Wait, a file?
And there is a photo of Miss Von Karma in it.
What? What?
The plot thickens.
It looks like a profile on Von Karma, on Francisca.
Oh, he's getting jealous.
Why would Mr. Higgs have a file on her?
Let's take a look.
It's what?
It says that it's been added to my shed, and I don't see it anywhere. Well, maybe later. Maybe now? Yeah, it's on the logic thing, but I wanted to read the file on Von Karma. Can I read it if I go in here? No. Bro.
All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals.
This one says for exorcism use only. Guess what kind of operation this airline's running?
Bed sheets. Borgonia, USA.
Keeping track of these many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
These shirts bring back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he purrs on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
Come on. Oh, this click to move is a little annoying.
I didn't know this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo.
These things is as tall as 2 of you on top of each other, sir.
It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity.
What, really? Yeah, I guess it sounds about right.
There is really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective.
Okay, honey, tell me something.
You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gamchu, correct? And you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was.
Why at this airport?
I've been following a very large and involved governmental level investigation, international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
Francisca came to this airport as an Interpol liaison?
Liaison.
Liaison, okay. As an Interpol liaison.
Interpol is involved.
It's top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have.
Oh, I'm starting to see what's happening here. Hicks was the other Interpol agent. Bolsgonian dude is the criminal they are chasing. Kami is a co-conspirator. And the captain is horny. How does that sound to you guys? Well, let's try do some connections, shall we? Maybe we can logic some shit out of broken glasses. Wait. Okay. Because, well, I'm never going to spoil things, but the part about the captain is right. Yes. So, now, if you think of it, it's very curious that the glasses were broken, but there was no glass on the elevator. And here is why. I think we can safely conclude these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the charts would match perfectly with the remnants of his glass lenses. Ergo, the victim was here just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been just saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Perhaps it's a bit too early to draw that conclusion.
Now, the other thing that has been piquing my interest is this photo here. Does he look like a criminal or like an agent? Is there something in this photo that could be in the background, that could be the criminal they are chasing? I don't see anything. Unless the Volsgonian dude is somewhere around there and I don't see it. But also this may be a photo that he knows they took because they are chasing him. Well,
However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that is left is to find the murder weapon.
Well, let's do this. I think there is no harm in trying. Well, there is harm, but you know what I mean. I think it's gonna work. That's what I mean. Yes.
Now, why would Mr. Higgs have documents profiling Franziska?
Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Franziska von Karma. Of Miss von Karma, sir.
Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Higgs had heard she was coming here and he followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Higgs was in actuality an Interpol agent.
You see, I was right. So he was another agent. He had a profile in Franziska to identify his collaborator. So Franziska and Higgs were supposed to collaborate. And she was here to pick up Higgs, not to pick up us, sadly.
I think Franziska has some explaining to do. Honey, have you been cheating on me?
Can you imagine? That would be funny.
The truth behind Higgs. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
No sense. What are you talking about? I came for you.
We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Higgs but rather Interpol agent Higgs. Is that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles.
This is the first time she called us Miles and not Miles Edgeworth.
But it looks like they got to him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then?
Yes, I'm not cheating on you. Agent Higgs was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring.
That's the Bolskonian dude.
He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed.
Oh, and that's why it was stolen.
I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think now we have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Higgs came down here to the cargo hold.
But what was he doing down here, sir? There is nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it.
Agent Higgs came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here investigating the smuggling operation. He was observing. Franziska, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
No, unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Higgs must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. The glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. Then, the killer put Agent Higgs into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator, but while they were there riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Higgs' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell off his pocket, spilling all of its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator, over the elevator floor.
Okay. Yay! We healed!
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
What? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Teneiro.
I think it was boobies. I mean, Cami. Cami boobies. Okay, definitive evidence. Cookie time.
If it was a crew member of any of them, any one of them could have shown Agent Higgs to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. And the only person with such a high level access is Miss Rhoda Teneiro. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of evidence, of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Definitive evidence.
I'm gonna press here.
Hold it!
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Teneiro.
Objection!
It's highly likely. Is that a possibility? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? As you call yourself a disciple of my father.
Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence,
Be quiet, you're a disgrace. There is more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Teneiro, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon?
The Captain Hugo of Piggy Bank. Yes, she also is the only person with a key to open the display case.
Well, I'm gonna press on this one too, you know, it's...
Hold it!
Objection!
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon, and where did it go?
Well, when are we getting the freaking autopsy report?
Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
there must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out this piggy bank as the murder weapon.
Well, one thing that caught my eye was the big ropes that are holding together the tent for the big cargo. But I was going to say maybe they strangled him, but I don't know. Could that be? Well, no, I said that Cami asphyxiated him with his boobs. Well, we will know. Eventually, hopefully.
What should be examined further?
It's obviously the body. Duh. We need the autopsy report.
Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusion.
Oh, was I?
Yes, we don't even have the autopsy report results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on the Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon?
Ooh.
Scruffy,
Yes, sir.
contact the medical examiner office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy.
Yes, sir. Ooh. We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What? What is it, detective?
What is it, detective?
They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure.
Report now.
The doc said that is one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area.
Well, I'd say maybe it's like this a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Oh my god. So there is a lot of violence.
Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, what do you think it's supposed to mean? That's
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective?
Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless.
Ouch! Sir, I told you already, you can go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way.
What is all that racket?
Oh, the Volksgonian. My luggage, my cargo, they are mine. I demand you return them to me. We are still investigating the cargo hold. Please, understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, wait, who are you? You have left me no choice but to use strong force. Arr. You won't get past me.
This is... wait, that is... So that is this whole thing has been about.
Wait, what?
Captain...
Okay. After all, you know that with search. Okay.
Oh, I cannot save. Well, the only thing that makes sense for me is this and this have to go together, because what I'm thinking of is we need to discard the Captain Hugo's cause of death. Let's hope for the best, I guess. Okay. Captain Hugo's the killer. Arrest Captain Hugo.
Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over and such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark. Okay. So the rope theory had it was not that wrong. Which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger.
So we couldn't find the weapon, and sizable weapon, probably? Yeah.
If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found any that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlook from the very beginning. The ropes, it's the ropes! Because normally it's too impossibly big to take into consideration.
What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here?
Francisca? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. The real murder weapon. You did?
He really jumped!
We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time.
He may be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. Just learn to drop that habit.
Look who's talking.
This is coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? I don't have evidence to show. It's like, what am I going to show? I need the autopsy report to be fully here. Okay.
I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning from a foolish fool, from a foolishly fool meant to fool me. What do you mean I don't have any evidence? Sorry guys, 1 second. There. Any evidence to show you?
Perhaps I should phrase it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death.
It has to be strangulation or free fall. I think it was free fall. Like, the strangulation theory falls a little flat because the rope is tense, and I don't think he could get like tangled with the rope. So he died from falling? Maybe? I would say free fall. Also, he said it's incorporeal, so if I said strangulation, you need something corporeal to strangulate. And he said incorporeal. So I would say gravity.
The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
He
fell to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place that in this plane which you could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then... We're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. Hey, you, tell me, aren't you dead, pal? Quiet! Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive!
And there you have it, Miles. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that a large piece of cargo wasn't there all the time. What would have happened then?
He would have been a Burgundian pancake, for sure, sir.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there.
As if there could have been a window of time where that giant box was not there.
Ah, but there was, honey.
What?
What can I use to show her that it's plausible the box was not always there?
The flight schedule. It should be this, right? Refuel and transfer point. To transfer cargo and refuel, this one.
Take that!
You refuel in the Republic of Sengfa?
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Sengfa in order to refuel, but that wasn't the only reason. For the layover, we also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
Oh, it's labeled Sengfa Express.
Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Sengfa.
Oh.
Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It could mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe Sengfa leg of the flight.
Making it a clear draw from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
But your theories is still very far-fetched.
Then allow me to prove how very likely my scenario is.
My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail, okay.
This is a rather large piece of cargo.
There is a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue. Never heard of it.
Nor I, but all I care is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime.
Then let's get investigating, sir. I'm not over with the balls. Look here, don't go touching my possessions without my permission. Don't rush up on me like that, pal.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him.
Okay, Ballsman, start talking before we cut your balls. LeBlanc's cargo. I think he's smuggling. I think he's the smuggler, like 100%. He is guaranteed to be the smuggler. That's why he's so desperate.
I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course, it's mine. I chipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This leaf red statue is worth 10 million cents. We determined that it's not that much, right? It's like 10k? $100k. Okay, so that is a lot. Yeah, because it's 100 cents per dollar. So if we divide 10 million by 100, it's 100k. Yes, okay.
Mr. LeBlanc's reasons for choosing this plane must be in the large cargo hold.
10 million cents.
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, detective.
Darn, how did you know that? How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Though I grow with each revolution of the planet and around the sun. Thought I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun. I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, is there a chance that your cargo is related to the murder case? That your cargo is related to our murder case? There is a chance. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Well, I'm convinced that he's the smuggler. So, maybe... let's try. He's the smuggler, like a 10 million% chance.
If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Sengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further.
Fake statue?
About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those tips would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification documents? Mr. Sinclair? Why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it at us at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says, as plain as day, the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe. So, just as it states in the certificate.
No dots.
Which means that there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting here.
Well, that's not true. What if they moved the statue when they brought in the new cargo? They could have done that.
Respectfully disagree. I respectfully disagree. We can discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your witch. Look at it yourself and see if I'm right. I know this from somewhere before. Yep, me too.
I know I've seen this somewhere before.
This is the Alif Red. It gives off such a feeling of art, I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at the museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Alif Red, okay. I believe a closer look is... Wait a second. Okay, so let's pay attention to the details before we examine the statue. So, red eyes and tooths are one pointing up and one pointing down. The left hand has two lines, the right hand has one line. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so we can already see. So this is the infamous Alif Red statue, huh? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? Yeah, I can see a few problems.
There is something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
So, the eyes are wrong.
These eyes are made of some sort of gem.
That's a real nice shade of orange. For a second, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kinda remind me of the eyes of this stray cat that lives near my house.
Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible this statue is a fake?
So... yes, it is.
Eureka!
These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty. They remind me of the sunset when I was in grade school, sir.
I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. No, I do. But it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir.
Ah, the memories.
I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms until I fell ill.
I don't care about the sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
They are red.
Yeah, and the statue is called a leaf red. As I thought, these statues are fake. Mr. LeBlanc.
What do you want? Do you know I am busy? I'm a busy man. I allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
The leaf red is, I suppose, is your pride and joy, is it not?
It's the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is it? What is that sympathy for what?
You'll see, I'd like you to compare the eyes.
That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the ones in this photo.
Why? Why the sudden yelling now then? Oh. It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Nah.
Do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
Fake.
I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board and sent far. I will present you the evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction.
Oh, I can scroll down.
The cloth? You know what? This cloth, it's under this statue. Because this statue was brought in after this box. So this cloth should, if this box was always here, this cloth should not be under. Because what else could this be? Like, it has to be the cloth, and it's the cloth. What is this?
The statue looks like it's stepping all over the neighbor's cloth cover. It kinda resembles its owner attitude in a sense. You, what did you say now? Further, my clothing's hem is not being stepped on by anyone. Is it too expensive for me to allow that to happen?
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinates.
Why should I forgive the dress passes? Unless it's an expensive dress, you keep it.
Well, let's go saving, because saving is healthy. And then we deduce. Because I think we have the deduce. The deduce juice. Well, with this.
Eureka!
There is a clear contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Oh no, I'm so dumb and thick. That's not possible!
But it is. It shouldn't be this way. The statue is on top of the clock. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in St. Fa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means this fake statue was smuggled on board in St. Fa.
But when? What about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask you in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of a flight? There is only one reason, to secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight.
Okay, I figured it out. The statue, the real statue, was actually inside the plane in Europe, but in Sengfa it was swapped out with the fake statue. Agent Hicks was here to catch the moment of the swap. In that moment, the flight attendant, Kami, pushed him down the railings, sent him down to his death. Then, to confirm the kill, she asphyxiated Hicks with her boobs and put him inside the suitcase. That is what happened.
So you say, but I don't believe we had to do that mid-flight. We could just easily inspect all of the cargo after the plane landed.
What boobs has to do with this? Everything. Judy may be out on that last part, but who knows? I know, but hey, there is a reason they are all out. There is a reason she has them all out, because they are murder weapons.
That may be true, but however, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. I suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred.
You see? It was swapped.
At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates.
Oh! I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh?
Yes, well, this photo could be seen as more than simple, as nothing more of than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Sengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Sengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height for which Agent Hicks could have been fallen to his death.
Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now.
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the leaf red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. I see, there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
It would seem that my deduction were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up well.
And how do you think the killer did that? I don't know.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean the mess.
He put blood in the piggy bank? I don't think that's the case, mate. I see, they had the need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Sengfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Sengfa?
There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt.
Okay. This is LeBlanc's testimony. Because LeBlanc says he saw... Remember that when they were trying to incriminate us, LeBlanc said he saw Hicks going down the elevator at 6, but that was on the leg from Sengfa to America, which is not possible because he was already dead. Can we check all testimonies? Miss Millie, Mr. Hicks was there in his seat when we took off at 5 AM. That's also questionable. Okay, the only one I have is Miss Millie. So... I have to say Miss Millie, I guess. But I'm pretty sure LeBlanc also is questionable. But the only one we have in our person is Miss Millie. So it has to be Miss Millie. Also, Miss Millie is the only one that could have stolen the keycard. So it has to be Miss Millie. My theory is coming into place, guys. Only the boobs have to be verified, but other than that, it's all falling into place.
Recall Miss Millie's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Sengfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 AM, you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but...
That totally contradicts the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Millie herself.
To be continued. Don't tell me she escaped. Can you imagine she escaped? Okay. March 12, 3:35 PM. Flight G390, lower deck, cargo hold.
Miss Millie. Miss Millie.
Huh?
Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Sengfa?
Huh?
You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that's simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Sengfa. Miss Cammy Millie.
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Millie. It's as large as your plushie.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time.
Bodoka, I'm remembering something. You said, isn't it curious that Miss Millie's uniform is different from Miss Rhoda? Maybe because she's impostor. She's the impostor. She's the impostor. Sauce? Yeah, she's the impostor.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction.
Bro, noticed that only now? No, we noticed that on episode 1 of this, but at the time, we could not pin it to anything logical. It could have been just an art inconsistency at that point.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction.
Very well, Miss Millie. If you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we landed at 3 AM and 6 AM, when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just admit it, you got distracted by her boobs? No? No!
Miss Millie's alibi.
Yeah. From 3 to 4 I was, in the flight attendant's room. All by my lonesome, having, some fun. From 5 to 6 I was, in the flight attendant's room, all by my lonesome self.
How is a man supposed to react to testimony like that? Miss Millie, wake up.
Guys, there is one issue. We have reached the end of the stream. Or have we? I can give you a little more time. Because I feel like we are getting to the end of this. But I don't know how much longer I can go, but I can go a little longer. So, are you guys up for a little longer, or should we stop here? Maybe half an hour, maybe more, I don't know. It depends on what you have to do. So, technically, I don't have to cook today, but I have a call in a bit. Maybe best to keep it as a cliffhanger. But I have a call in a bit, but it's like in 40 minutes. So I could give you another 20. So I have enough time to get myself ready for the call. But I could give you 20 minutes. Also, by the way, BGC, are you busy later? Because after my call, no, I wish it was that I have a call with a person that could be a client, but it's very unlikely. I just don't have any faith on it. But I have been sending a lot of curriculums lately, so let's hope for the best. But BGC, my call should be very short. Are you up for a little Slay the Spire later? Sure? Perfect. Okay, so let's do 20 minutes. So then I can have my call, and then I'll ping you on Discord to play Slay the Spire. Okay.
She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Boobs. What?
Edgeworth,
You cannot do that. Von Karma is looking.
Yeah.
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class and lunch between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff runs by Miss Rhoda.
1 second.
Then what were you doing at the attendance room at that time?
You can't ask a lady something like that. Eating and having the most delicious drink.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No way. Sleep is part of our job too, you know? Yeah.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped their heads in to say hi.
Oh well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. Rise an objection. Ooh la la. Miss Millie, there is a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It is not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6.
And the reason is this. Because it was printed at 5:40 a.m. And this is our reason.
Take that!
I wonder if you would be so kind to us as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Millie.
A receipt for what?
It's for a suitcase Mr. Nato bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Mr. Nato. Yes?
Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now.
I request that she be present as a witness, so that we may straighten up your complex lie.
Okay, she's about to show her true colors.
Now then, Mr. Nato, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip to the first class, down to the first floor in Inflate's shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off.
Did you see Miss Millie there at that time?
No.
So, Miss Millie, where were you really between 5 and 6?
Pooping.
Miss Cammy Millie.
Huh? The bathroom.
Oh shit, I may have nailed it.
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just miss her. Naturally, nature calls, you know?
Do you take me for a fool? That is a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue here at this stage.
You don't have to believe me. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out?
Okay, so she's not snoozing anymore. Reasons for suspicion.
Look, I know you are suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator kicker and the shop, you know. And if you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss De Niro out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion now.
I don't get it. Why are you converging from Miss Rhoda all... Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. La la.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind, but you wanna know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
She was about to say she likes us.
Now then, now's the time. Now not the time for this sort of talk.
Ooh, playing hard, huh?
Reasons for suspicion.
I'm gonna press here, because she's using this every time to excuse herself, but the key was stolen. And the only person who knew who had the key was her. So in other words, the only person that could have stolen it was her.
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Millie?
I take care of the attendant's room.
That doesn't count.
But I spend so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth is very talented in languages, such as his passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Borgonian. Just the only one in the flight who's fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what I'm in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
So yeah, I'm really good at Borgonian.
She's fluent in Borgonian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borgonian.
Yeah, I take care of that.
Okay. So... this forged document in Borgonian... Eh?
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borgonian.
Very interesting.
Okay. So... let me save, because I think I'm ready to present the Alif Red certificate.
Objection!
Oh, baby. You're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borgonian. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Borgonia for a while.
If that's the case, then the signature on this document, it belongs to you, doesn't it?
Huh?
This is a falsified piece of documentation with the only purpose to let anyone who read it to believe that the Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or possessed this document in Borgonian is you, Miss Millie.
Okay, true colors coming out?
Without your participation, the smuggling of Alif Red could not have occurred.
Okay.
Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. I couldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay. The soul came back to her eyes. She was supposed to be smoking a cigarette. I hate this. This is so dumb.
It's exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off that document. But you can use that fag alone to make your allegations of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really, all you did was sign it.
Unlike wine being turned into juice, those bubbles are not localization chains. I bet that should be a cigarette man. I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly.
So sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight, huh?
I suppose. And this is just a supposition.
Actually, he's right. Can't smoke in planes. You know what? That makes sense. Actually, you can smoke inside a plane. So it could make sense.
If there was evidence, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes.
So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Oh, don't worry, I wasn't talking about you, I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Mr. Nato, who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Like even in Yo-Yo Bizarre Adventures they had to censorship cigarettes. Yeah, I hate that. So they just made it into a bubble blower to begin with. No, like I understand that in this case making it into a bubble blower could make sense because of the no smoking inside the plane. But you get what I mean. It feels weird that you have an adult with a bubble blower. And she holds it just like a cigarette. Like it's not even trying to hide the fact that that was supposed to be a cigarette. I actually believe she was in the middle. She was indeed. Sorry guys, Okay. No, I didn't skip anything. Okay, good.
I actually believed that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Nato from the very beginning.
Let me think. Could it be this? Just for 5 more minutes. After that I have to get ready for a call and then... So, 5 more minutes. Sorry, was away helping my old man with his computer thing. Oh, don't worry man, it's fine. It's completely fine. I'm glad that you managed to join. I guess it's the phone. Because why good Miss Rhoda? Like, it has to be the phone. Is it? Yeah, it has to be the phone. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Take that!
The piece of evidence that will answer all of our questions.
Are you sleep presenting or something, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, as you can plainly see, I'm wide awake.
Then I'm afraid you failed. You're making so little sense, I thought maybe you were asleep.
What? It's not the phone.
If it's not the phone... Oh, you know what? If it's not the phone, it has to be the... It has to be the suitcase. Because the suitcase was designed by her. Why are you saving after losing life instead? Because that save was too old. So after I made a mistake, I'm still not dead, so that makes sense.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and they chose the suitcase, bruh. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so?
Aha!
The only way these all actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nairo for the murder. Mr. Nairo buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail.
Oh, thank you Bodoka for banning the POS. I don't know why my Twitch chat is not scrolling, so I didn't see it.
But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body? That would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand and adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop.
See you tomorrow, man. Oh yeah, guys, I have to save here because I have to go. Guys, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I'll see you all tomorrow to continue playing P5. Yep, that's all. Bye bye. Have a good rest of your day or night. Bye bye.